A popular four-star lodging facility in the town of Boya engulfed by wild flames as material damages was recorded, though no human life was lost. The fire that erupted from the hotel's warehouse left many in a panicking mood this afternoon in the town of Boya. Also, Gabonese junta President Brigadier General Brice Oligui Nguema pays a bilateral diplomatic visit to Cameroon as he was welcomed at the Yaoundé Simalène Airport by Prime Minister Joseph Dion Goutte, where he proceeded over to State House, where he was received by President Paul Biya. And the Cameroon Opportunity Industrialization Center (OIC) graduates 782 laureates from the institution in a ceremony that was conducted today, this afternoon, the 7th of December 2023. That ceremony was presided over by Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia Belai. Good evening to you all. You are welcome to High Prime for Wednesday, the 6th of December 2023. We start with one of our lead stories. Wild flames has engulfed a popular four-star of lodging facility in the town of Boya. The inferno that ravaged the warehouse section of the Chariot Hotel was one that left many onlookers in a panicky mood, as many of them rushed to the scene to rescue the edifice of that part of the region. Our reporter Rita Mafani is just back from that site with this report.
It was a sad afternoon in Boya, precisely May 18, as Chariot Hotel's warehouse caught flames, setting ablaze properties worth hundreds of millions, which were recently offloaded for construction and renovation. The fire started early as midday, but wasn't noticed until few hours later when a certain portion of the said warehouse was already burnt down.
We struggled to get fire extinguisher with the other staff that were around and some colleagues and some friends around. So everybody rushed to the magazine, but when we got to the magazine, the fire was so high that even the fire extinguisher could not do anything. So we have to struggle to start making calls, maybe for Pompeii, maybe for firefighters, and those who that they pump water on chantiers, they supply waters for building, so that they can come with their pressure pump to lose the fire. But there was no way. The calls were going, nobody's coming, the population were coming, were struggling to. When the population increased, they have to struggle to get sand and whatever to throw, but it was already in a level that nothing can hold up the fire.
All attempts by the firefighters to stop the flames weren't successful as the properties all burnt down, including the building of the warehouse. Materials such as chairs, towels, cupboard, and a lot more are part of this great loss as some cry foul.
The whole thing bent down. The whole building, the whole magazine bent down until he was trying to cross to the other building. So we have to fight for the water tank on the other side of the building to separate the fire from the tank so that it could not cross to the neighbor's section. And then from the magazine to the hall, we're struggling to remove things from the hall so that the fire will not penetrate to the hall.
So far, no life lost, but the cause of the fire is yet to be known. This leaves many wondering what transpired in a warehouse void of flame. Chariot workers and the inhabitants close by remain speechless.
We now talk diplomacy on this newscast, where the Nigerian Consul General for the Southwest and Northwest region, Ambassador Lawa Bapa, has concluded a two-day diplomatic visit to the Northwest region, where he was received by the Northwest Governor, Lilela Frik Adov, and a huge crowd from the Nigerian community living in the Northwest region who came to welcome him. After that day, he proceeded to the Big Mancon Cathedral Hall, where he commissioned the newly elected Nigerian Executive Committee of the Nigerian Union living in Bamenda. Details with our reporter from Bamenda.
The Nigerian Consul General for the Southwest and Northwest regions of Cameroon is in Bamenda for a working session with the governor of the Northwest region and the Nigerian community living in these parts of the country.
Visit to the Northwest region actually is to pay my courtesy call to the governor, and at the same time also, sensitize the Nigerian community, to rally around together, to live harmoniously with their Cameroonian host, and also to ensure that they always comply with the laws of Cameroon. They should abide by all the rules and regulations, and also they should do everything possible to regularize their stay so that they're properly documented and so on.
Being elated by the welcome accorded him and his delegation, the Nigerian diplomat is quite satisfied with the services from the immigration office as he stipulates on all his compatriots to dwell on the legality of the law while living in Cameroon.
You know, that the governor was able, to make available also the SDA and also those in charge of immigrations and whatever, to be here. And I'm here actually along with the outgoing executive of the Umbrella Nigerian Union here in the Northwest region, as well as also the incoming executive of the Nigerian Union. So they're here, they have had it directly from the horse's mouth. They have heard everything that they need to hear, from His Excellency, the Governor of the Northwest region.
Speaking on the socio-political impasse rocking the Northwest and Southwest region, he shares it's incumbent for peace to reign as his country, Nigeria, is facing a similar conflict in the southeastern parts of the country.
Yes, as you are aware, the challenge that is Cameroon is facing is not only peculiar to Cameroon alone. Similar challenges also is being faced by Nigeria. So really, at the diplomatic level, that is at a bilateral level between Nigeria and Cameroon, we have a lot of areas of collaboration. So really, what we would need to do is to continue to encourage, the meetings, particularly between the governors of the various border regions, to ensure that, the identified challenges are being brought forward and then also duly addressed.
To crown his visit, the Consul General retired to the Big Mancon Hall in downtown Bamenda, where he installed the newly elected members of the Nigerian community living in the Northwest region. During his stay in Bamenda, the diplomat was given a special symbolic gift for the governor to be used for the summoning of his compatriots as both gentlemen exchange gifts. With this dual function of the diplomatic visit of the Nigerian diplomat to the Northwest region, it cements a new era for the Nigerian community living in this part of Cameroon.
With the evolution in the fashion industry, many women and ladies have now turned to designer fashion bags as they say it is a way to complement their dressing codes. They equally opine that they cannot do without them. As such, Aisha Mbeng picks interest on how these bags are being created so as to suit the various persons.
Fashion accessories and designers are the trends of today's generation, most especially fashion handbags for ladies. Almost all ladies go in for designer bags with trending designer brands such as Zara, Dior, Gucci, Fendi, and a host of others. The designer bags are being purchased by ladies of different age groups. Notwithstanding the purchase environment, the bags can be gotten in shops, markets and quarters.
Everybody, even mothers can hold it, even those slim queen can hold it. It's meant for everybody, like this one like this. You see like that grandmother just came and bought it like that. Yeah, this one is good for them also.
Following the fashion trends of today, small and medium-sized bags are more up to date, making the waves and the hits in the world of female fashion. And ladies cannot do without the bags.
Even mothers can hold it, even those slim queen can hold it. It's meant for everybody, like this one like this. You see like that grandmother just came and bought it like that. Yeah, this one is good for them also. But the other one, they can hang it because some grandmother always like something that they can put their phone inside. Yeah, like this one like this. Somebody can come and buy this one because You need to put phone inside and the money is different pocket like that.
The small and medium-sized designer bags are more comfortable and suitable to take for parties, school, work environment, hangouts with friends and dates.
If you are going to a party, to a marriage, to a birthday party, any party that you deserve to go there, you can come to Cordelia Beauty Shop, at OIC. You will meet all type of color that can match with your shoe, your dresses, maybe your hair. I don't know. It depends on your style.
These designer bags are very essential for a lady's outing, as it completes their outfits, increases their elegance, and boosts their confidence as the gorgeous creatures of God that.
The Cameroon Industrialization Center, the Cameroon Opportunity Industrialization Center has graduated her 25th batch of students today in a colorful ceremony that was chaired by the Southwest Governor, Bernard Okalia-Bilai, who charged the 782 graduates to be pace-setters in their different sphere of life as they start a new chapter of their life. Alice Liengu Ekomi was there and now comes back to this report.
After 2 years of intensive training, the Cameroon Opportunity Industrialization Center is graduating 782 students this Wednesday, December 6, 2023. The ceremony was chaired by the Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia-Bilai. According to the Director of Programs, these graduating students have been impacted not only to create jobs for themselves, but to create jobs for others as well.
Siboya is very confident sending 782 young men and women today into the world. They have been impacted with adequate skills to create jobs for themselves and to be employed, to be ready for the job market. We are very, very confident in that because they have gone through 2 years of training, through their vocational training, which is very holistic, and having entrepreneurial skills to blend so that they can be job creators.
The ceremony also saw the board chair of OIC, Mayor David Mafani Namange, addressing the students. After now, these graduating students are prepared to start creating jobs.
Hey, actually, I'm already a worker at the Nasla restaurant, and I still have to continue working, but my dream is to build my own business and try to see how to run it and empower other citizens, like employing them.
I'll be a second because even before the graduation day, I was working.
The colorful event saw different display to cheer up the students.
4, 3. You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. On to other news now. The Cameroonian lawmakers from the opposition party have expressed different worries concerning about the current situation in which the executive is executing certain issues in the country. This was during the November session of Parliament that was presided over by the Prime Minister, who came to propose the 2024 state budget. As this set MP says, enough is enough. More with our reporter on that.
The ordinary November session for Parliament for the presentation of the 2024 state budget wasn't void of drama as MPs on the opposition camp gave the cabinet ministers and the Prime Minister head of government a run for their money.
That's the major preview.
Ouais. C'est même vous qui avez dit que je n'ai pas de congrès. Vous êtes fort. Je suis un élu. Au moins ici, j'attends le sous-préfet.
Though from the minority standpoint, these lawmakers accuse the state of Cameroon for not acting in conformity of the text of law.
Vous parlez ici.
Ça fait plus un. Vous ne parlez plus.
Ok, vous parlez alors.
Fini de parler.
Vous êtes députés comme nous. Il y a une violation de la loi.
La démocratie.
Non, la démocratie c'est la loi. Non, c'est pas le nombre, monsieur. La démocratie c'est la loi. Que dit la loi?
La loi du nombre.
Non, la loi a été votée ici. C'est 15 jours.
La judiciaire posée là. Et on passe au vote.
On ne va pas voter.
Nous sommes nombreux.
The chairman of the SDF political party, on his part, frowns on the mining code that was presented and defended by the interim minister of mine, where he posed worries on the Balam and Lola Bay oil deposit that is predominantly dominated by the Chinese, whereby the Germans were the first to discover of such minerals.
C'est tout simplement scandaleux parce que nous savons très bien que ça ne va pas marcher. Jusqu'à présent, ça n'a pas marché avec d'autres entreprises publiques. Je ne vois pas pourquoi ça commencerait avec la Solamine demain. Monsieur le ministre, ma collègue qui est passée avant moi a déjà posé cette question, mais elle me tient à cœur. J'aimerais vous dire que les représentants du peuple ici présents prennent ça d'un très mauvais goût. Qu'un code soit présenté dans le domaine productif où les Camerounais n'ont pas la part du lion. Et par Camerounais, je parle du secteur privé. Il ne faut pas les remplacer avec le secteur public qui, je l'ai déjà dit et je me répète, est dans l'incapacité d'être productif dans notre pays. Monsieur le ministre, j'aimerais vous poser quelques questions sur le fer de la Lobé, ou si vous préférez, la province de Mamel, dans l'océan, où votre département a signé un bien curieux contrat. Et je me réjouis que vous y étiez il y a une semaine. Cela démontre que peut-être vous avez les mêmes préoccupations que moi. Mais, monsieur le ministre, il est quand même scandaleux que ce contrat avec cette entreprise chinoise donne la part belle, ou sinon tout simplement donne tout aux Chinois. Nous savons que normalement, ce fer avait été découvert par les Allemands et ensuite confirmé par les Français bien avant que le Cameroun n'arrive. Et donc ces Chinois n'ont fait aucun travail d'exploration. Ils sont venus récupérer des informations que vous aviez déjà et pour pouvoir exploiter cette mine, ils ne payent pratiquement rien.
From the different intervention from the lawmakers and the cabinet ministers, the government was charged to act proactive when it comes to the dealing of several issues facing the country so as to make Cameroon agenda moves forward.
Moving over to one of our lead stories now, the Gabonese military junta president, Brigadier General Brice Oligui Nguema, was in Cameroon for a 24-hour diplomatic visit where he was received at the Yaoundé-Simalène airport from the tarmac of the airport by Prime Minister Joseph Dion Kuti, as a huge crowd from both the Gabonese and the Cameroonian communities all answered present to welcome the statesman from the West African nation of Gabon. From there, he proceeded over to the State House, whereby President Paul Biya granted him an audience where both men discussed fruitful ties for both brotherly nations. His visit to Cameroon, many say, will help in boosting more friendly ties and opportunities that these two brotherly nations enjoy for the past years. On to our foreign page now. The military regimes of Niger and Mali have denounced this double taxation agreement with their former colonial master, France. This follows a recent statement from Burkina Faso that is still under military junta, who says she has broken away from this colonial embodiment that was put in place by the French colonial power in the days of colonialism in French Africa. More with our reporter Cynthia Lato.
In a joint statement, the military regimes of Mali and Niger denounced their double taxation agreement with France. The government of the two countries highlighted France's persistent hostile attitude against their state and the unbalanced nature of this agreement, which they say caused a considerable loss of revenue for Mali and Niger. They furthered that the agreement will expire within 3 months. They are set to cover personal and income tax, inheritance tax, and registration duties. According to statistics from the website of the French tax authorities, the European country has been linked with Mali and Niger respectively since 1972 and 1965. This denunciation is the latest act in the unraveling of Mali's and Niger's ties with France since the military seized power in Bamako in 2020 and Niamey in 2023. The authorities of Burkina Faso, another Sahelian country whose military took over in 2022, the tax treaty with France a few months ago. The three countries, faced with jihadists and similar problems, allied this year, and their foreign ministers have just proposed the creation of a confederation.
Crossing over to sports, with less than 39 days to go for the biggest football jamboree on the continent of Africa, Sonita Ngunyo highlights the qualification race to this phase of this tournament, whereby Angola, Algeria, Burkina Faso, Mauritania were able to obtain a ticket for Côte d'Ivoire 2024. Details with you, sportswoman Sonita Ngunyo.
Less than 40 days to the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations, a review of how some clubs like Algeria, Burkina Faso, Angola and Mauritania qualified for the AFCON 2023 in Ivory Coast. The Desert Forces of Algeria qualified first in Group G with 16 points. Algeria defeated Niger in a 1-0 away game to secure her next spot in the upcoming AFCON competition in Ivory Coast coming January 2024. The Desert Forces played a total of 6 games, winning 3 and drew 1. The side was the only team that didn't record a defeat in Group G. Meanwhile, Group B, which comprised of the Star Lions of Burkina Faso, Togo, Cape Verde and Eswatini, saw Burkina Faso qualify in Group B with 11 points after 6 games played. The side had a close range with Cape Verde that qualified second. Burkina Faso scored a total of 8 goals, won 3 games, recorded 1 defeat and 2 draws to segment her place in Ivory Coast.
Togo would fight back and equalise about 15 minutes later. A good shot from Thibaut Clige.
Just like the Desert Forces of Algeria and the Star Lions of Burkina Faso, Mauritania equally secured a spot at the 34th African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. The Al Mourabitan Lions of Djibouti were in Group I alongside Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon and Sudan. Mauritania picked up a ticket after defeating Sudan 3-0 to top Group I with 9 points. The victory secures the team 3rd consecutive AFCON appearances.
Coolly rolled into the corner by Gael Coucou to who else? And delirium in Lubumbashi.
Meanwhile, the Black Sapo Antelopes of Angola equally succeeded to qualify from Group E behind the Black Stars of Ghana with 9 points after 6 games played. Angola recorded the high
from this man as the shot comes in just over the bar. Terrific effort.
Highest numbers of draws to secure her qualification ticket to Ivory Coast with 2 wins, 3 draws and 1 defeat.
Into the corner by Gael Coucou to who else? And delirium in Lubumbashi.
With the road to Ivory Coast 2024, this is where we end today's news package for High Prime, Wednesday, the 6th of December 2023. Thanks so much for watching and good night from the side.